Hey folks, welcome to the very first Mound City Songwriters Sessions. My name is Aaron Perlut, and first and foremost, I really want to thank the proprietors of STL Style House, the Vines Brothers, and Susie for helping put this together. I was here about 2-3 months ago playing, I think it was December, and Randy and I were talking about just the music community here, and I host a podcast called the Loadout Music Podcast, and I've been very fortunate to be able to speak to some of my absolute heroes on that, as well as some people that are signed to labels, and actually both of my friends who are here that I will introduce in just a moment on the show. But if there's one consistent thing that I hear from both musicians in St. Louis and across the country is that original songwriting is struggling to find an audience. And so when I had mentioned this forum to Randy, I had suggested maybe we can host something like this where we can simply just talk about original songwriting and build community around it, because I think it's really important, because it's the same thing as any kind of writing or poetry or any kind of art for that matter. And so I want to introduce our guests today for this inaugural event. First to my left is Mattie Schell, who's an amazing singer-songwriter here in St. Louis and signed to a label in Nashville that I always forget the name of the label.
Compass Records.
Compass Records. And then on the piano, Mr. Lucas Jack. A lot of people here in town don't know Luke, but he has a 3-piece band that tours all over the country. He lives here, but the band was actually built in Texas, and they really built their following playing between Austin and San Antonio and Dallas, and then throughout the Midwest. And so he doesn't actually play out a lot here, but I've always known what an amazing singer-songwriter he is, and so I was thrilled to have Luke to be able to come and join us. So what we're going to try to do today is really just talk about original songwriting and kind of the craft of it, and then each of us will probably play a few songs for you. I play music in a band called Atomic Junction, and actually the two of us are going to be playing a show, good segue, on the 14th of March at the Sovereign, along with Jesus Christ Supercar, one of the best named bands in St. Louis, for 314 Day, or as I said the other day on Video with Tom, 314 Day, which made you sound super douchey.
Pi Day.
Yeah. So let's start with this. Mattie, how many years have you been writing and playing out original music?
I think I probably started around 14 with original music.
Yeah. So 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Something like that.
I turned 40 2 weeks ago, so.
But you don't look a
little bit longer than that.
Half.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
Party, that's right. I forgot where I was. No, probably around 14, a bunch of girls that in my friend group and I were like, let's start writing songs, and we bought guitars, and it was summer, so we said, well, what else we gotta do? So we started a band called Atta Girl, and my sister was the drummer, and there was another pair of sisters in it. So that was the first, probably, real original music, and we played a lot at churches and
anywhere you can find a stage?
Yeah, I mean, churches were the ones hiring high schoolers, so. But yeah, that's started probably in high school.
Now, I know that for me, finding words and thoughts is not a challenge for me, and weaving together a narrative, because I'm almost 55 years old. I've been writing some semblance of material, whether it's articles or anything, for about 50 years. But the composition piece is where I really struggle. So when you write, what do you find is what's easy for you and what's challenging for you?
Most people, I feel like they're like, oh, they get the words down first, but really for me, what's challenging is usually I write the music first, but how quickly it comes out of me is really unpredictable. I'm not consistent. I'm not prolific in that way. So I could sit down and write one song in 2 hours, but then the next one would take me a year. And that can be really frustrating and you feel like you're in this, songwriting rut, even though you've got like 10 songs on the back burner and they're almost finished. It's just, the process for me, I think, is whenever it takes that long, it gets really discouraging. So that's my toughest.
Now, Luke, I know you, maybe it's because you're married to a physician, but you approach songwriting in an incredibly scientific way that makes me want to throw up in my mouth sometimes. Talk about how you take songwriting more seriously than almost anyone I know. And I say that with praise. But talk about how you think about the process of writing songs.
So I write and sing at the same time. So I sing and I write and I play the piano through all my songs. I just sit at the piano for hours and hours and hours, and I sing and I sing and I sing and I sing until I find something that I like, and a little idea or a chord change, and then I just sing nonsense words usually, where I just sing as many words as I can think of, and I find something that sings really nice, because some words sound and sing really great, and some words look great on paper and they would really make sense, but you just can't use them in a song because they're too weird. There are too many syllables. They sound too weird. So I come up with something that sounds cool, and I come up with the phrasing and the melody and something that's really soaring, and then I just take that and I record it, and then I just sit at my computer and I write lyrics, and I sing and I sing and I sing and I sing using this track that I've created. And that's how I kind of piece it together. It becomes, first there's this inspiration of the sound and maybe a few lyrics, like a little bit of the chorus, and then it becomes like a crossword puzzle of like, how do I fit all these words into all these spaces and get this alliteration consistent over first verse, second verse. I need the same alliteration to happen at the same syllable. And I kind of approach it that way. But I have many, 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 many songs that just get the gibberish version, that don't get the lyric treatment, that are just the gibberish songs, that are literally thousands.
They stay that way.
Thousands, they just stay as gibberish. Like, they just never get finished. And I found, and I'll stop with this because I'm going on and on, but my biggest challenge was moving beyond the gibberish into finished songs. Now, I would get songs 90% done, but they're just not quite freaking done. And I have so many songs that aren't quite done. And I found that finishing is a skill. Just finish a bad song. Just let it be kind of a crappy song. So it frees you up subconsciously to move on to the next song and to just put your effort into that. Because subconsciously, all these songs in their background, they're weighing you down. They're weighing you down because they're unfinished. Just say they're finished and say they're a piece of crap and never play them for anybody. And just abandon them. That's what I had to do. So finishing is a real skill that I didn't start to do until about 2010. I never really finished songs. I had a bunch of ideas, or songs that were too long. They were 6 minutes long. No one wants to hear that. It's got 9 verses. Like cut that down. Finish it. So that's my approach to songwriting.
Yeah, I know. Last time we did a studio album, it was, I think, somewhere around 56 minutes, and our producer afterwards like, well, I guess you're not going to do vinyl. I said, what do you mean? He's like, this is way too long for that. And because I do tend to be very wordy. I tend to be very explicit. Like I want to articulate a thought, and I want to make sure someone. It's the way my wife speaks to me. She'll say something over and over and over and over again, thinking that I'm not paying attention, which I'm not. But still, I'm doing the same thing in my songwriting. I'm saying something in such fine detail that I want to make sure that it's explicitly articulated, so that someone knows. There's nothing left. It's not like a John Prine song where something is like the song Lake Marie. I listen to that song all the time, and I'm like, what is he talking? Like, what does this really mean? And he never really made it quite clear what it meant. Matt, you want to play us something?
Sure. This is a tune that's on my record I put out last year now. It's called "Is the Party Really Over?" And I wrote this with my husband. I gotta give credit, because he'll hear about it. myself, where did I go wrong? Well, if 1 and 1 is 3, well, that makes perfect sense to me. 'Cause the way the world keeps spinning leaves me little time to breathe. When I look into the mirror, there's a stranger looking back at me. Is the party really over? Where did everybody go? Feels like we just got started not so long ago. Is the party really over? Did I miss the show? Guess that I just switched off the neon sign and sent them all home. Yeah, switched off the neon sign and sent them all home. That's right, I'm giving up the arts. They only came in fits and starts. Can't trust myself with matters of the heart. If you write a song and no one hears, are you really there at all? I guess I'll bottle up my dreams. They were all such petty things. No time left to reassess. Can't change horses mid-stream. If you see my sense of wonder, tell them I said hi. Is the party really over? Where did everybody go? Feels like we just got started not so long ago. Is the party really over? Did I miss the show? Guess that I should pack it up, cut on down, and say goodbye. Head on home. Yeah. Pack it up, cut on down, say goodbye, and head on home. Ooh. Thank you.
So what is that song about?
Nate, that's my husband, Nate and I, he was kind of thinking about the old scene here in St. Louis, the blues scene, and how, when he was in high school, he could walk down Del Mar or walk down, down by Beale or BB's and sit in a jam, 5-6 different places, and literally all of those places are gone. Most of our blues musicians are gone. And it was some sad bastard shit we were thinking about.
Yeah.
So he was just like, where did what the hell happened? It happened so fast, Not to say that there's not a thriving scene here, but it's just, as you get older, you go, man, it's just not the same as it was. And that
Like
was
when
making
you were
him
walking
sad.
to school both ways uphill with 12 pounds of ice on your back?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just not like that anymore.
Luke, do you tend to, where do you go when you're thinking about, besides the gibberish you were talking about before, when you're thinking thematically, do you tend to go, Mattie's talking about going to a place of sadness. Do you tend to do better writing songs about things that are painful, disappointing, or do you find more optimism in your music? I know you've written about your kids, or is it all over the place?
I find it really hard to write happy songs. It's just
Because you're a miserable son of a bitch?
I don't like happy songs. I don't listen to that. I like sad songs.
I like a happy song with sad lyrics.
Right. So
That's always fun.
Some of them sound. The ones I play with my band are a little different. They're a little bit more like rock and roll. But these ones I play today are a little bit more theatrical. So they sound kind of happy and shiny and flashy, but they're kind of sad lyrics. And I like sad lyrics. I like singing about sad things. I like singing when I'm sad. When I'm happy, I'm having such a great mood, I'm going to sing. Singing is a cathartic thing that I do when I'm not sad, but reflecting, maybe.
So is the moral of the story that happiness is overrated?
It's hard to write songs about happiness. It's just, I don't know. It's hard to be Paul, McCartney and just, I just.
You want to why don't you bring us down? Go ahead, bring us all down. Would everyone like to be brought down? That'd be fun.
All of my songs are sad songs.
Bring us down. I heard a little cheer there. Bring us down, please.
This is not really a sad song, but it is, to me, it's actually, it's a really hard song to sing if I haven't. So when I'm playing a lot of shows, it's easy because you sing the sad song a lot and it loses its power a little bit. Because when you're singing a song, you go into that world. And this is a hard world for me to go into. But if you do it a lot, you lose, then you get better at it, then you don't get so emotional. So I've done it in a while. It's been like 9 months since I did this song. So during COVID, a lot of people had a hard time with all the isolation. I had a wonderful time. They ruined my music touring and my band. Kind of everything just fell apart for a few years. That sucked. But I had 6- and 7-year-old daughters, and all they wanted to do was not go to school, be at home, swing on the swings, play hide and seek, ride around in the car, counting American flags, and like all they wanted to do was hang out with me. It was amazing. It was great. In retrospect, it really was great. So I also, throughout all my songs, there's a thread of fear and anxiety that goes through all my songs, and it all has to do with the fear of forgetting things, like forgetting important people, forgetting things that were meaningful to me. So this song I wrote, it's called "I Hope These Are the Days That I Remember," and it's just about emotional talking about. It's just about all the great days that I had with my kids. It's too sad. It's too sad. I'll get through it. I have to just go to some other.
It's hard to sing and cry at the same time.
It's so hard to sing.
Just look at me. Look at me.
Yeah.
Think about me in the Borat costume.
I'm telling you, I do remember that distinctly.
True story. Luke and I marched through the streets of Chicago wearing bathing suits, and I was in one of those Borat singlets, and I think you were in kind of a Mark Spitz. Yeah. You looked much better than I did.
I didn't look good either, though.
No, you look good. I looked thick and
We
juicy.
also were on the Million Mustache March.
Yes, we did a lot of
We did some super.
epic. So think about that. There you go. There's your image.
So yeah, this is called "I Hope These Are the Days I Remember." Because really, this is what I hope when I'm old. These remember. Not all the regrets, but the meaningful times, you know? All right, let's do it. I hope these are the mornings I remember. Brushing hair, cracking eggs, and trading wines. Checking the bag, chasing shoes, turning cartwheels till it's go time. I hope these are the mornings I can call on. If it's hurt, we all curl up on the couch. And in the stillness of the half-light, my whole world's a night gods. But these days are all numbered. There's nothing I can do. The years seem so long till they were all gone way too soon. I know nothing lasts forever. Somehow that makes it better. I hope these are the mornings I remember. I hope these are the days I carry with me. Driving around, counting flags in the van. In your overalls, underdogs, I'll pick you both up while I still can. Well, I still can. And I hope if these are the days I can call when I'm all alone here in the yard. I'll close my eyes while I try to hear your voices sing in my heart. They're in my heart. But these days are all numbered. There's nothing I can do. The years seem so long till they're all gone way too soon. Oh, nothing lasts forever, but somehow that makes it all better. I hope these are the days I remember. Now don't even get me started on the nights. Lay it down with you for 5, turns into 10, then it's 20. When I had all your answers, honey. But these days, they're all numbered, and there's nothing that I won't lose. But I'll beat your memories into my chest till the left is just your bruise. I guess nothing lasts forever, and somehow that makes it better. I hope these are the days I remember. I know nothing lasts forever, and that's why bittersweet is better. I hope these are the days I remember. This is sad.
You made everybody cry.
Yeah, that was pretty.
That's-
But it was sad. But there was.
It's hopeful.
It's hopeful. Yeah.
Shit, wait till you hear the last one I got.
I would say it's
like the
gut
same
punch,
song.
maybe not sad.
Same
but-
sentiment.
Whew, all right, got that one out of the way.
Yeah, I'm almost like finding myself needing to take a pause here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's on an album called Bittersweet is Better. The album title came from that last line of that song. Bittersweet is better.
Is it five albums you have?
Yeah, 5.
5 albums, and so both these artists today you can find wherever you stream music, whether it's Spotify, Amazon, Tinder, Grindr, wherever you stream music you can find it. And
Grindr actually pays out more than anyone.
Yeah, they do. They do. In different ways. What's Mattie, as a as a songwriter, particularly from the Midwest, when you're not like, you know, in LA or Nashville or New York, what do you find is kind of your biggest challenge that you've got to deal with?
The pressure to leave. The pressure to leave. Especially, you know, from the record label, they're like, well, you know, you want to catch the big fish, you got to move to the bigger body of water. And I'm like, I don't want to live in Nashville. I don't want to live in LA. I don't want to live in New York, you know. I'm getting, well, and also, I think people, we're kind of underdogs, and we're underrated. And people, again, fly over. And they don't think of the Midwest as a songwriting place, but almost, you know, almost everyone that's a songwriting hero of mine is from here. So I think just the fact that people don't even know that this is happening here, just like, you know, which is why we're doing this today. I think that's the challenge.
What about, Luke, what about you? I know you're not originally from here. You're originally from, what, Michigan, right?
Yeah.
What is your biggest challenge as a singer-songwriter?
Oh man, such a huge question. I don't know. You know, staying motivated to write, just keep writing and writing and writing and writing and writing. You just need so many more songs. Sometimes you get in this really great groove and you get 5 or 6 songs in a month or 2 months. And you're like, yeah, it's going so great. It's never going to stop. And then it stops. And then 8 months later, you're like, I haven't written anything in so long. And I think part of it is you got to treat it like a job and just show up for the show. For me, it's like, some people think it's about inspiration. It's like, again, it's perspiration. It's like you gotta be writing every day or several times a week in order to get enough songs, in order to get the good songs. You can't just wait till you're inspired, because you can, and then you'll end up with 1 song a year, or 2 songs a year, and you won't release a record for 10 years because you just were lazy about writing songs. I mean, not to be pejorative or anything. It's just, you have to treat it like a job. I think that's part of the hard part, because we want to think, oh, it's art and it's all divinely inspired, or it's something really magical. And part of it is it's just kind of hard work. It's hard to sit in the trenches with a real piece of shit song that's never going to go anywhere, and spend 2 weeks with it, and then break your heart and throw it away like that. But you have to do it, and sometimes you have to just really spend time on songs that suck. And that's the hard work. That's not the work that we get to share with people. Those are the duds that we have to throw out. And working on those duds is part of the process, and I think that's a hard thing to do. And you can only do that if you work on it every day.
Yeah, I just started reading Willie Nelson's biography, and early on, one of the things he mentioned is that if it's hard, writing the lyrics becomes hard, just throw it away. He said it's not worth if it doesn't come naturally to you. I see things all the time that my wife and I were driving down the road, and I heard this song by Loretta Lynn, and it reminded me of my alcoholism. I've been sober 7 years now, so I ended up writing this song. It was 1967, and I wasn't born quite yet. Miss Loretta Lynn was singing songs. It was her first hit, called "Don't Come Home a Drinking," loving on your mind, all the way to #1. It for quite some time was about an angry wife, fed up with her man, who comes home horny every night, pretty well shit-canned. Growing up, I heard that song at least 1,000 times, but I never learned the lesson. Sure pissed off my wife when Miss Loretta said no drinking and coming home for sex. But that's just what I did, and now she is my ex. I spent my share of evenings with Jim Beam and cheap wine, but now she is my ex, and I'm just doing fine. Most people, when they hear this song, they think I'm kidding around. Not at all. I'm thinking about the pain I put my wife through when I was drinking. We met in 1993 in a Richmond bar. Yeah, she should have had a clue, 'cause that night I went too far. Couple shots of whiskey, maybe 10 of cold buds, and finally she just left me drinking all of them suds. I stumbled to my truck, somehow found her place. I banged on her front door till she was awake. She opened up and I crawled on in, looking for peace. The first of nearly every night till she divorced me. Well, Miss Loretta said no drinking and coming home for sex, but that's just what I did, and now she is my ex. I spent my share of evenings with Jim Beam and cheap wine, but now she is my ex, yeah, and I'm just doing fine. I like it all the same, liquor, wine, or beer. After work, I hit the bars, and then I wanna go see her. Allegedly, I gather after a drinking fix. The ladies would have just rather I don't come over for sex. Miss Loretta said no drinking and coming home for sex, but that's just what I did, and now she is my ex. I spent my share of evenings with Jim Beam and cheap wine, but now she is my ex, and I'm just doing fine. Thank you. When Luke is intimately aware of my musical journey, which is much, much shorter than anyone I know that I play music with or other bands, because I started playing music only about 8 years ago. And it's kind of embarrassing. My entire life is kind of embarrassing. But so I started playing music only about 8 years ago, and writing words was super easy, really easy. Just because I had always done it, and stringing them together into a narrative, not a problem at all. But it's just that composition, the arrangement piece, that's the real, to me, that was the hard part. And it's different for everyone. It's such a subjective thing. And when I first started, I told my wife after like 8 or 9 months, I said, I think I'm ready. She goes, what are you ready for? I think, I'm ready to start a band. And she's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? She thought I was an idiot, and which was not the first time she had thought that. And so I started playing out music, but I was so embarrassed about my musicality and my lack of musicality, and it's still honestly not particularly good. I think our songs are so much better, and I feel so much more comfortable in a full band setting because of the remaining insecurity that's still there. But I was so insecure that I figured, you know what, I'm gonna try to see if I can distract people, kind of like a certain president. I'll distract people with something over here while this is going on over here. And so I figured I would start writing music like Tenacious D and making it, try to be funny, so that people wouldn't see the shittiness of the musicality itself. And then we had the entire, we entered the kind of the Me Too movement, and when that happened, comedy fundamentally changed around the world. And what was funny 10 years ago wasn't funny at all anymore. And so I quickly had to, found myself having to pivot, and then as I became more comfortable with that musicality, began writing things that were more meaningful to me, like that song. You know, my wife and I were driving, and I thought about, I never quite got it, that what a pain in the ass I was to deal with on so many different levels. I knew how difficult I was as an alcoholic, but I didn't realize like the intimacy part. You know, you get in bed like, hey baby, and you're like, all right, yeah, watching her watch, see if it was done yet, and that's what that song was really about. Like I recognized the kind of pain that I put my wife through for however many years that we had been together before that, and I had been drinking, and it was, when I play it, like, most people think I'm kidding around, like there's some kind of humor to those lyrics, but it's not at all for me. For me, I'm thinking about the pain that I put my wife through and the guilt that I feel for doing that, so it's always a good reminder for me. Mattie, you had said, I don't mean to make you jump over a song, but you had said that the song you were going to end with was a real downer. You want to tell us a little bit about that and maybe share with us?
It's honestly kind of the same sentiment as his song. Just kind of wanting it to hold on to that and wanting to stay here and not wanting it to end. And it was, you know, I wrote it in like the winter. It was probably, you know, right around now, but winter was not over yet. It wasn't that sunny.
The endless gray that
yeah,
is
exactly.
St. Louis the winter.
But it is a song that's just more like, I love being here and I want to stay. None of us want to leave, but we don't get to stay. So that's what it's about. It's called And So It Goes. You want me to play it now?
Please.
Oh wait, I need my harmonica.
While she's doing that, I'll tell you a funny story about, first time Mattie and I had a long conversation. She was opening up a show at the Rock House, and it was just her in the middle of the stage with a guitar. Not this guitar, I think it was a white guitar, like a cream-colored guitar, I believe. And I forget who you were opening for, but I went up and I said, hey, it's good to see you, I haven't seen you in a long time. And she was like, I think I remember you, kind of, sort of. Oh, hey, what's up? And we talked about how she was playing the electric, and she's like, it's pretty fucking bold of me, isn't it? Because it is kind of hard to play alone, just you with the electric, and
and I had a Fender Deluxe too, so it was really loud. It wasn't like chill, like it wasn't
loud.
it wasn't chill like this.
that sounded good though.
I like this little guy.
That is made by a guy named Justin Mills right here in St. Louis. So if you need an amp,
Product
call
placement.
Justin Mills. Anyway, it's called And So It Goes. Time It's one perfect dance, one leap, a finger snap and a blink, and nobody here gets to stay. And every morning my feet hit the floor a bit harder when gravity slowly start pulling me down. I'd sink to the bottom of the deepest dead ocean just to stay on this rock that keeps spinning around. Just to stay on this rock that keeps spinning around. And every morning my feet hit the floor a bit harder when gravity slowly start pulling me down. I'd sink to the bottom of the deepest dead ocean just to stay on this rock that keeps spinning around. Just to stay on this rock that keeps spinning around. Just to stay on this rock that keeps spinning around.
That was terrific, Mattie.
Thank you.
Before I forget, let me tell you all about the next one in this series. On April 12th, because the first Sunday in April is actually Easter. So April 12th, we're going to have Hunter Peebles and Ryan Stewart from the Groove Liner and Hazard to Your Booty. And Ryan's going to be joined by an accompanist with him. So April 12th here, same time, 1 o'clock. I'm sure you'll see us blasting stuff out on social media, talking about it. Luke, there are T-shirts. There are T-shirts, and we'll segue it now. Then, for joining us, our guests received the glory of this high-quality T-shirt that I'm wearing here. We have one for you, sitting right behind Susie, but these are also for sale if you want to buy them. So please see someone here if you're interested in one of these. And thanks again to the Vines brothers and everyone who works here at the shop at STL Style House, because it's really wonderful that you're allowing us to use this space and do something else great for this community. And you will find no bigger supporters of the St. Louis community than the people who run and operate and own this shop. You guys are amazing St. Louisans. Luke, do you have a song that when you wrote it, you were like, this song, it's a hit.
Yeah, I feel that way about a lot of songs. and then the passion fades. Yeah.
Well, can you play us one that when you wrote it and you finished it up, you're like...
I'll play you this song. I'm going to play this song. It's called Fool's Gold. So a lot of songs that I have written, so I'm a part of a lot of songwriting groups where you have to write a song every week, and there's a prompt, either a lyrical prompt or some sort of a prompt. This week, it was 2014, and it was called Fool's Gold, and you had to write a song that had something to do with Fool's Gold.
I preferred the week when it was Duty.
Duty?
That was, the Duty one. That was great.
That was a prompt.
That was a prompt, Duty.
I've written some Duty songs in response to these prompts. But this one was called Fool's Gold, and I just had to come up with, lyrics about Fool's Gold. What did I think about? And at the time, there was a lot of, it was like, not Desperate Housewives, what was that other show called? Like Real Housewives of somebody and somebody. So it was kind of about these,
of Newark, Delaware.
Yeah, these shallow, kind of like, all cringy ladies. And I was like, well, they're kind of like flaunting their fool's gold. So I wrote this song about these ladies and how they're kind of empty and they don't really love themselves and anyway, it was kind of a shit talking song. But then I wrote it as like a Phil Spector, Wall of Sound, Motown vibe. That's what I wanted to write it as. Those were my intentions starting out. This is not, you'll hear the song, it's not how it ended up. But in my mind, this is like a 60s girl band song called Fool's Gold. But
do you want Mattie and I to stand behind you? And
yeah. Well, hopefully I'll be able to sing this one, because this one is not, just doesn't hit me in the feels like the last one. So.
Okay.
All right, this is called Fool's Gold. And this is like, surprisingly, so here's a little, I released this song in 2016 to absolute crickets. No one streamed it, no one bought it, no one gave a shit about it. People liked it live, but nobody listened to it. And then TikTok came out, and we put a live version of it on TikTok, and it just like went like viral for us, and it got 1 million streams. And it got 1 million streams that year, like out of nowhere. And it went from having like 500 streams to 1 million.
And with that money, you bought a box of tissues.
Yeah, I bought this overall. No, it's nothing. Anyway, so that's just a lesson. Like sometimes you think a song is a real like dud, and it just kind of comes from the past. And now it's our most popular song on like all the streaming services. It's weird, but I'm gonna play it. Enough talking about singing. Fool's Gold.
From your soul, your past feels like a prison, stuck inside that pigeonhole. Now you're crying in your closet, hiding what you don't want to show. You got the fool's gold money, and love the fool boys running their mouths while you worship the sun in your silicone smile.
Come on, professional musicianship. I'm giving you a kiss right after this. Should we?
It's such a shame if it's true. You never feel beautiful enough. It's a shame if it's true. You're the one you refuse to love. Couldn't beautiful enough. You refuse to love.
That's 5-star service, right? Thank you, Susie.
Sorry. everybody. Such a tickle.
Well, it sounded
Contagious.
good before and after each one of the coughing fits within the song. I know we're coming up on 1 hour here, and we don't want to go much longer. Anybody have any questions for anyone up here?
But for Luke, when you get close to the end of the song and then you're just stuck with it at 90%,
Yeah.
do you ever collaborate with anybody on that? Because I work with authors, and that's where they call me. But I suggested this to a songwriter friend once, and he responded like, I could just throw up on his own.
The question was, when Luke gets stuck on a song and he's like 90% of the way there, does he ever collaborate with anyone to help him kind of get over the finish line, right?
No.
Why not?
I don't.
Because he's a dick. I mean, that's...
I don't really like co-writing. I don't mind co-writing if we're like, hey, I got nothing. Let's see if we come up with some magic right now, you and me, right now, for an hour and a half in the writing room. That kind of co-write's cool. If I've got a song and this is my baby and I've got it there, I don't want to give it to anybody else to fix it. Or if they do fix it, I feel like it's not mine anymore. It's like it's just very dickish. But
See? I wasn't lying.
No, it is. It's like I'm very precious about it. I'd rather have this thing that dies and it's mine and it dies rather than like you come and make it better. Now, I do have a band. We play songs together. We'll jam and then the song will significantly change. And that's a co-writing that I don't mind doing. So I don't mind the songs changing with other musicians. But yeah, you're right. Like your friend, it is like a little bit of like I would never give up my precious.
Yeah,
My precious.
I've always wondered since, is it the same for you guys?
I haven't done a lot of co-writing, but for me, I'm kind of the same as him, where I co-write with my husband, but like we can fight while we do it. If I co-write with a stranger, like that's a big thing in Nashville.
Oh yeah, the writing room.
Co-writing, and I'm like, you guys, all 10 of you got together, and that's what you fucking came up with? So they keep trying to set out these co-writes with me, but a lot of times I feel like a co-write is not for the sake of the song, and a lot of times I feel like a co-write is their ticket to a bigger audience. They go, well, if you write with so-and-so, well, you know, they had this hit. I feel like a co-write a lot of times is just a farce. It's pretending like you're enjoying writing songs with other songwriters when you're really doing it so you can sell more records. But that being said, like I was in the River Kittens and I loved writing songs with Allie and I loved writing songs with my husband. But I feel like it would be hard for me to do with a stranger. Like, hey, we just met. Let's write a country. It doesn't mean as much.
Yeah. See, I will say my answer is a little different, but it's also about people that I know, not necessarily even songwriters. If I get a song 80-90% of the way there, and I feel like I've got something, but there's a few lines here and there that I don't have the right turn of phrase. Sometimes I'll send the lyrics I have and say, hey, there's a hole here. And I don't mind that at all. And I think that comes from my career in marketing, where anyone that ever tells you they come up with a campaign idea on their own is a liar, because everything is always a composition of a team or a group. And so I'm used to that. Now, I will say sometimes on the arrangement end of it, there's been times where I've been like, oh, no fucking way, we're not doing this. Because in my mind, I hear these different sounds, whether it's the drums or the lead guitar or the bass. And then just the other day, I wrote a song about my father, he has a addiction to Oxycontin. And I wrote a song about it that I really love. It's important to me. And I've played it to these kids I speak to about recovery, and the lead guitarist in our band came in and he had a whole new arrangement for it. And it was hard for me. But as kind of someone who leads the band, I always stress to everyone else that the decisions I make are for the betterment of the band. So I needed to step back and say, okay, this is, I needed to remove, even though it's a very personal song for me, I need to step back and think about, all right, this is a good arrangement, and I need to detach whether it's my ego or just that personal sense I had for it on the arrangement. More often than not, I'm happy when people want to make additions on arrangement, the same way that I'm sure you guys work with your bands, and when you have, like, your drummer says, here's a drum fill idea I came up with, or a bass line or what have you. Yeah, I don't mind getting it thematically. Although I will say, I don't think I could sit in a room with someone and come up with, just from scratch, come up with the song. I don't think I could do that.
You can. It's just.
That'd be weird for me. Yeah.
I have a question for either you or John, right?
Luke.
Luke, I'm sorry. So, Dolly Parton kind of famously said about Jolene, it's not her favorite song, but it's the one that people kind of took to.
Yeah.
Do you guys have, like, your version of that, where you've written a song that's like, I don't like this song, I might even hate it, but my audience fucking loves it. You guys have a version of that?
Oh, like one that you wish you're tired of doing, or something like that.
Yeah.
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 I do.
I do too. Go ahead.
It's a song called "Dressing on the Side," and the River Kittens for years we play. It's a very funny song. We wrote it for bartenders and servers, and it's basically a fuck you to the customer. But everyone latched on to that, and I understand why, because they can relate to it. But then it became a whole thing, and that's all anyone wants to dress on the side, So that one's mine.
So I'm going to go back to my father again. My father made the mistake about 20 years ago of telling me about his first time, which was in a whorehouse in Kankakee, Illinois. I think he didn't realize that I'd eventually become a songwriter. And it's probably become our most popular song, and it just got named in that Post-Dispatch thing of, like, the 25 or whatever best songs of the St. Louis from 2025.
I couldn't read it because the paywall, so I didn't.
Paywall is so annoying.
And I'm surprised because it's probably our most poppy song, and most of our songs are either kind of very much rock and roll or very much kind of in the Americana space. But this is definitely, it's got more of a bouncy pop to it, and so it shocked me that when our band also, when I talked to our band members, they're like, oh yeah, I think that's one of our best songs. Really? So yeah, that shocks me. Any other questions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys, so especially for you, have you always been good at singing? And what have you done to, like, improve and keep up with?
As far as I can remember, I've been a good singer, but I think.
Is there anything specific that you've done to, like widen your vocal range, or, like, your vibrato is gorgeous?
Oh, thanks. I warm up every time. I don't skimp on that. Like, even this morning, I warmed up for 30 minutes before I got here, because at this point I have to. But that is a way to, like, widen your range. Also, I don't really give myself credit as far as, like, training, but I did, as a kid I was in musical theater. In high school I was in choir, band, show choir, everything you could be in, and I had really great teachers. And so I did, I say, oh, I never took a singing lesson, but I did. I was just having fun. I didn't realize I was working hard at it. So I think, the question of, like, oh, are you born with it or is it hard work? It's a little bit of both, I think.
I know Luke and I have both worked with vocal coaches. With Luke, you can tell. With me, it's kind of, you sound terrible.
I've had many vocal coaches over the years.
Were either of you in choir?
Oh, I was a total choir, music theater, sang in church, worship leader.
Yeah, church was
previous life, but very, very church-driven music stuff.
I had never sung outside of a shower until 8 years ago. Yeah, but a vocal coach really can help, particularly the exercises you can go through. The way Mattie was talking about warming up, like, she actually sent me exercises that I will sing along to as I'm driving to a show.
Oh, Jeff Rolka, did I send you him?
No. This,
Someone else.
but I'm saying the action, like when you're saying you were going through kind of a warm up
Yeah.
before you come here. I do the same thing, but I use this little file she sent me, and I use it every time before I go to a show. Really, and you can also find stuff on YouTube that can really help you, just exercises. But the work really helps. I mean, I've seen my voice has gotten much higher since I started. When I first was doing it, I was so insecure about my voice. I was singing like Jamie Johnson. And then as I exercised more, and it's a muscle, got much better. And I know you've actually talked to me about how you've reached certain heights with your voice.
Today's not a good example. It's like
I know,
I'm crying through one of the songs. I'm coughing through the next one. Jesus, what's going on?
Yeah.
But I have used this program called Ken Tamplin. Do you know who Ken Tamplin is? He's a crazy YouTube personality.
You sent me this.
But anyway, I've gone through his programs, and I sing for like an hour a day, singing his warm-ups, and it's just silly vocalization. Really improved my voice, my stamina, and my range.
Is it gibberish like you were talking about before?
It's kind of gibberish, but most vocal exercises are. They're not real words. It's just vowel formations. But I could go into that.
I think the reason you bought that piano tie from the Sha Na Na guy was so you could do gibberish. You could walk around and just do gibberish.
Piano keys are cheesy.
So with that, why don't we wrap things up and? Oh, I'm sorry.
So if we wanted to see you play out after today, are there some places we should go?
Oh, we got a show for you coming up.
The plug.
The plug. I'm sure you have a ton, probably. I know I do over this. So we're playing a show together, our bands along with Jesus Christ Supercar on March 14th at the Sovereign, which is going to be, we're super excited about that show. Tickets are on sale at thesovereignstl.com. And, we're celebrating 314 Day, not 314 Day. And
314 Day?
Yeah. And I know you probably have all your shows listed on your website?
No.
Tinder?
I don't even have a website, but yeah, Instagram.
Oh yeah, you
post
actually
on Instagram
when you
and
Google
Facebook
your
and
name,
stuff.
you go to Compass Records profile for you. That's what comes up first, I think.
Yeah. I feel like websites are like, I don't know. I feel like it's old news.
They're so
You can follow
1990.
her on Bands in Town.
Yes, you can. You can follow me on Bands in Town.
There are shows she listed.
But I also play in the neighborhood. I play at the Venice Cafe every other Tuesday night, so it's a good one to come to.
And you can for our shows, you can just go to our website atomic.band. We keep it up to date. And we've got a pretty healthy slate of shows between now and next October. Luke, how about you? Are you guys?
If you Google Lucas Jack, you'll just find a bunch of crap.
He's so cool.
And then you'll just find a bunch.
Just Google him. Just.
I can tell you on the website, but it's just all
Same shit.
it's all the same shit. It's on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and YouTube and my website lucasjackmusic.com and Spotify and all the places. They all have all the shows populated. My next show with my band in St. Louis that I have on the books is not until the summer. It's at some festival in like July.
The Pants Festival, I believe.
Who's that?
The Pants Festival, celebrating pants.
Songs in the Park or something. But that's Lucas Jack Music is kind of where I exist on the internet.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Why is songwriting still important? And will it be in 10 years?
Oh, dude, so I want to just I hate AI songwriting shit. I hate it so much, and it's so good, and it's better than me, and it's better than most songwriters. It's really good. That's what's so sickening about it. It's real because
they're stealing it from
they're
us.
stealing it from people. It's stealing the greatest bits, the greatest licks, the greatest ideas that we have, and they're just regurgitating it. And the problem is it's pretty good. And I hate when I hear it. It makes me repulsed. So I think we need to have a return to valuing imperfections, valuing stories and individuals that are behind the songs. The songwriter has to matter. And it got ruined and bastardized when they started having 17 co-writes on every Beyonce song, and everybody got their little 2 cents in the streaming, rights. And it lost all of its soul, and there's really not a songwriter that's anywhere. And then you went from having 20 co-writers to like, well, why don't we just add in AI as one of our co-writers? And people are, and I know I don't want to be a Luddite who's like screaming on his porch, get off my lawn or whatever, but I just feel like it's the death knell.
It's actively bad.
It's so bad for songwriting. I refuse to use it. I don't use it at all. I don't want an idea from it. I don't want the machine in my head or in my songs in any way. And I'm not saying it's not good. I'm saying that it's not a human being. What I'm saying is it's impressively, it's humanoid, but it's not human, and I think we need to resist it in the arts at all costs.
I was interviewing John McEwen from the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band a couple years ago on my show on the Loadout, and he was talking about how in the 60s and 70s that songwriters were the drivers of political conversations, at least grassroots political conversations outside of politics, and that songwriters had really lost that because they were too afraid to wade into those waters, and it had become comics who had kind of picked that up, which I thought was interesting. And I do think where Luke is going with this, and what it really gets to is kind of authenticity. You know, that's where when you get away from AI or writing with 13 different people, you know, we're expressing authentic emotions, and some people are going to relate to you and some people are not. But there's that sense of like that human authenticity that we're all trying to connect with people we like or dislike, or you know, not connect with people we dislike, but find who we like and who we don't like, and choose our path. And I think songwriting is a great medium for that, because sometimes it helps you. For me, it's helped me put together thoughts like that. That moment I had in the car and I heard Loretta Lynn, and I'm like, realized it made this light go on that I knew subconsciously what I had kind of done with my wife, and it's such a powerful thing. I think the authentic nature of songwriting to me is what's so important, because you can tell a silly story, or you can tell a really, really meaningful one. You can tell one that's uplifting, or like all of Luke's sad songs, you can tell, you know, a sad song. But there's something very authentic and real about the human experiment that I think is conveyed in songwriting.
People need to demand it. They need to demand it and say, I'm not going to listen to this crap that's not created by humans. I'm telling you, it's coming. It's coming everywhere. It's coming in movies. Like you watch a movie and there are no extras. It's all AI generated. And people watch these movies. I personally, when I hear a news article being read by an AI voice, I'm like, nope, I'm not listening to it. I don't want to hear it, and I know I feel really like it's coming for songwriting really hard.
When I can't think about what you wrote and what you sang today and how it moved her, or how it moved these guys, it just can't do that. And humans are the only people that can do that.
And what if I said,
They can't sit here
a robot actually? That needs to disappoint you.
I would feel so cheated
You
by it.
totally, and that's how I feel about it when I find that this is written by, and so much is being written by these machines now. Songwriters are using it to help them out, because it's hey, fix up this document for me, tighten up these lyrics, and I just refuse.
It's cheating.
It's so cheating. I hate it. Anyway, so I think songwriting is really important, and the demand of listeners for authentic, real art is really important, because it's going to be driven by consumers. Like my kids like this K-pop Demon Hunter. Like it's a fake band by like a cartoon, and it's the most popular song on Spotify. Now they're just kids and whatever, and it's very catchy music, but like it's not real. It's just not real.
Reminds me of when my aunt booed Jimi Hendrix off the stage at Madison Square Garden because he was opening for the Monkees. True story. Any other questions?
Play us a song.
I like that idea. You
We
wanna?
have to go. Sure, I'll do it.
Let's do it. The young people need to learn.
What key is this then?
D. I'm gonna do a D.
D-ish?
This is a song I wrote about being in love. sail across an open sea just to see you look at me that way one more time. And the way you rest your head upon my knee, suddenly everything just falls right into line. To think that I spent half my life without you seems sad, but I probably deserve it. Baby, don't you know everything means nothing? That's why I need your love. Everything means nothing. So give me your loving. And if we lived 100,000 years, I would cry a billion tears if they all were with you. I wonder what you think of me. Could I ever possibly compare to your dreams? To think that I spent half my life without you seems cruel, but somehow it's worth it. Baby, don't you know everything means nothing? That's why I need your loving. Everything means nothing. So give me your loving. To think that I spent half my life without you seems sad, but somehow it's worth it. Baby, don't you know everything means nothing? That's so give me your loving. Everything means nothing. That's why I need your loving. Yeah. Darling, I wonder what you think of me. Could I ever possibly compare to your dreams? Thank you.
Lucas, you want to send us off with one final song?
Oh, sure.
Can your voice hack it? You want a sip of water first?
I drink a lot of water.
All right. Folks, thank you so much for coming out today.
I wrote this about a guy I went on a cruise one time. First time I'd ever been on a cruise, and I met this crazy guy, Curtis. If you've ever been on a cruise, like, you just see like the same people constantly, and you start to see them all the time. Anyway, I saw this guy, degenerate gambler, really funny, and I wrote a song about him. It's called Don't Get Carried Away, Curtis.
stuff that everybody's got. Soon those curves go way out of style, and all your tools are on the building a pile. The Christmas travel was hell, but you handled it with me. Whiskey, her parts were worn enough to make her ashamed, but you're not hardcore enough to make her behave. 'Cause she's in love with a man on the cover who's tan and he's risky. One step, take a drink, turn around, run away, everybody's doing it now. But no one dares to figure it out. Oh no, because it's hard to start and it's hard to stop. But soon enough you'll find the stuff like everybody's got. Everybody's got it.
Thank you so much for coming out to this first event. Again, our next one will be April 12th, featuring Ryan Stewart of Grooveliner and Hunter Peebles. And huge thanks to our guests today. Great.
Thanks for coming.
Mattie Schell, Lucas Jack, thank you all for being here with us. Thanks to STL Style House for hosting this and being a partner. And have a great day.